Okay, we just pulled over on the side of the road here. I'm so glad I pulled over, actually. I got this tire pressure monitor system right here, and you can see the error code that I'm getting. That's why I pulled over. Oh wait, no, that error code, it cleared up. Okay, interesting. The tire looks fine, but look what else I found. We're actually pulled over here in a pretty decent spot. You can see we're on a wide area on the side of the road. But yeah, I gotta fix this. So if you saw a few videos back, I replaced this stripping. And you know, I think what happened is I think this stuff swung up and hit that. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Holy cow. That is bizarre. So just so you can see what we're dealing with, it totally came out. It's not windy or anything, and I just did a walk around the trailer about 20 minutes ago. So this just happened. Wow. Okay, that fixes that. Yeah, you can see a couple marks here. And this could have reached this sensor on here. So that's kind of amazing. This thing got knocked and then I got a warning. Wow. I'm actually really glad I pulled over because I looked it up on ChatGPT. Shoot, now I gotta find this screw. Oh, it's right here, okay. I looked it up on ChatGPT while I was driving what the error code meant because I really didn't know. But I figured it did kind of look like it's saying, oh, the battery is dead on that one sensor. And so I thought, okay, no big deal. I had just looked at the tires and everything. I just walked around because I was at a rest area. But I'm glad I decided to check. There was a good spot to pull over. So after a couple miles of driving, I pulled over. And there was an issue that needed tending to. So I gotta say that that tire pressure sensor actually, that was like an extra feature. If something just flings up and hits it, I guess, then it gives you a warning or whatever. I don't know. Okay, back on the road. If you guys want to get these things, I'll put a link to them. Check the description down below. I'll put a link to these. Actually, they really work awesome. One of our awesome subscribers, Bo, gave them to me. And I haven't had any issues with them. I was like, oh, this is the first issue I'm having with them. I got a dead battery. Now I got to replace the whole unit or figure out how to replace the individual batteries in them. But you know what? I'm going to get a set for the truck. The truck has no way for me to tell the actual pressure in the tires. So I'm going to get another set of 4. And then you get another unit. You mount that on the dashboard. Pretty cool. Now, sorry to be so dramatic, you guys, but that was kind of exciting to me because the error code was kind of freaking me out, and then I was ambivalent about it. I was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't need to worry about it. But then since there was a good spot to pull over, kind of saved my butt. I mean, what would have happened was someone probably would have started honking at me or saying, hey, something's hanging off your trailer. Then I would have been freaking out. I would have had to pull over. It wasn't like a big deal, so that thing would have just flapped around and probably got torn off or worn down on the pavement. As it is, like, I can totally reuse that piece once I mount it correctly in there. yeah, it's just one of those things. And we're having a good driving day. We got stuck in construction for 2 hours and went 20 miles in 2 hours. So that kind of sucked. Look at these horses out here. Echo likes the horses. You like the horses. This is a pretty decent place. This site is a little nasty. There's like animal bones, so I have to keep Dodger out of the animal bones. He's been kind of picky about what he eats, so he's like trying to dig up nasty stuff out here. But this site is pretty nice, pretty decent. We're close to a town, so I can get a few things delivered that I need, which is nice. And I want to talk to you guys about these Grandpa Gus pouches. You know, I'm kind of going back and forth. Do they work? Do they not work? If you go back a few videos, you'll see I tested with one pouch. Didn't work. Now I got 3 pouches. I got one up in each corner there. Now those 2 are getting wet. And this pouch is old now. I should probably toss this one and exchange it out. Just so you guys understand what I'm dealing with here. And these pouches, they get wet because water gets in here when it rains. And so they get a little bit hard. So I kind of put them in an area where they're dry, so they kind of dry out. But the bags are just made with paper. So I don't know how that's affecting the effectiveness. And I really thought, oh, with these 3 bags in here, you can smell it. And it doesn't smell bad. It smells really good. That would be enough to keep mice and rats out. We are, like I'm saying, in this sort of trashy-ish campsite. So I feel like, oh, there might be more mice and rats here than at other campsites. We're right next to the fire pit, the truck is, which is probably not the best. For some reason, I guess it makes sense. There's going to be food scraps and stuff like that. So animals are going to go to the fire pit, getting the last remnants from campers. But today I've checked here. I haven't seen any signs of any mice or rats. But take a look at this right here. You can see a couple droppings right there and there. So something's happening, and that's not good. Now, you guys sent me this stuff, Grandpa Gus's repellent spray. This is from Jeremy. So I'm going to start spraying this inside the truck on the plastic parts and around the wheel wells of the truck. And we'll see if that helps any. In the meantime, what I'll do is I'll just clean off the engine here of any rodent droppings. So if I get any more, I'll notice really quickly. I don't know. It seems like if anything would work, these would work because they do smell really strong. This stuff smells really strong too. It's basically the same stuff, peppermint and cinnamon oil in here. So just kind of give you guys an update of the mouse issues. You know, we move around, we're in different campsites, so you never know what's living nearby and if they're going to want to come in your vehicle or not, depending on the weather. It's really cold right now, and we've been getting a lot of rain and some snow, so that probably comes into play, like what the rodents are willing to deal with. This stuff is probably pretty expensive, so thanks for sending this. It's like super nice when you guys send us stuff to try out. I gotta clean this off first before I spray it. But what I've been doing is I just spray, and usually I use mint oil, and I just spray it in these areas. I try to keep it on the plastic parts. And then I'll also come in here into the wheel wells. I'm not sure about putting it on the tires because I know that's where the mice come right up. But I don't know if that's good for the rubber or not. It probably is not a big deal. And I get in here in the frame, spray that. And know you guys have seen me do this before, but it's just like, this is what you got to do. This is what I do. So I film it, and then you guys can tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing right. Hopefully give you guys some ideas. Okay, easy, easy. Easy, you're on your leash. Over here. I've been trying to keep Mr. Echo on the right side of me. This way, Echo. Echo. Over here. No, over here. Yes, good. Easy, easy. Hey, hey. Yes. There you go. Echo, over here. Shoot, this is hard. There we go. Good boy. Hey. He's rearing to go. He's ready to go. Good. I guess if anything, like, it's helping me train him, you know, to stay right next to me, but not too close, but not too far. As we're riding on the bike, he actually does that pretty good anyway. You could see I was having a little trouble keeping him from running in front of the bike, which is the main thing I've been thinking about, but then also keeping him on the right side of the bike as I move along. So it kind of keeps him up against the curb side of the road. So if a vehicle comes by, I don't have to worry about him getting in front of the vehicle that comes by. So it keeps him between me and the side of the road. Woo! Oh, I fell into that. Dang.